Hi, I'm Hasitha. Today I'll be talking about React hooks, an introduction rather. This was introduced to React in the 6.8 version. So this allows a programmer to use state and its other features without using a class component. You can use it using a simple function component, function based component, and incorporate state features into it. So I have compiled here a sample React app using the command npx create using npx create React app, and this generates this code base, a sample code base, which includes React 16.8. So the feature is out of the box from this command. So let's start this app and see how it works. So I am using yarn to do all the scripting instead of npm. So when you hit yarn start, it will build the app. Which takes some time. So this is the page you will see initially when you use create React app using create React app command. So let's start getting into how to actually use React hooks in your application. So I'll clear this sample code which came with the app, and we'll start fresh. Let's import React initially. So to demo this feature, I'll be doing a to do app, just a basic function to add a to do. And return just a div hello, and you should see the hello. This is just basic React. So if you are watching this video, you should be having the basic knowledge of React and how it works. So let's get into using the React hooks feature. So to use the React hook feature, we need to import useState. So this useState takes in two parameters. So I'll be using the deconstructing feature of ES6. So the first variable would be the state variable. This would be equal to using this dot state within curly braces your to do list. So that would be here, and the set state. And over here within the parenthesis, you should input the default values. So in my case, I am going to input an array of objects having the to do, I'll have add some several sample to dos here. And let's render this to do list in our sample div. So I'm assuming you all know how React JSX works. So this is how you incorporate a JavaScript function within a JSX. So we'll be getting to do and the index, and let's just display it in a div. Sorry, this should be curly bracket. This should be brackets. So seems we are getting an error. What is this? Okay, so to do dot we'll rename this as to do text, and we'll rename this to do text, and there you go. So we are actually now using the state feature in a function based component, and we are rendering those values using a map in our DOM. So let's get into more detail and create a component to add a new to do. So when creating components, I prefer to create it in a folder under the component's name. Sorry, so this should go in here under the component's name, just to make it readable and maintainable, and to separate it from the rest of the code base. So we'll be index.js import React. I'm creating. This will also be a function based component. Which I will use to render an input box and a button to add a new to do. So here I'll have my input with type text and a button. Add to do, and here I'll have a placeholder just to say this is the add to do input box, and import this add to do component and use it in my main app. So I used here index.js. So when you use index.js in the import statement, you can just use the path. If you used another type of file naming, you will have to have it like so. So this is just my preference. I just want to have the class name, the component name, without having to add files in my import statement. So after the to do list, I will add the add to do, and let's see how it. Oh, sorry. add to do here, and let's see. Oh, sorry, I didn't actually, I forgot to export this component. Export default add to do. So there you go, you see the button with the input and the button. So we'll now write the feature to type in a text and add a to do to our list. So first, so here also we'll be using the state to capture the input. Which would be input value, since we are capturing that, and set input value, and the initial state would be an empty string. So I will be assigning the value of the input to the input value, and on change I will be updating the input value with the new value. So I will be doing it like this. So I will bind a function to the onChange event. So I will be using arrow functions just to make it clear. So I will be using set input value and e dot target dot value. Okay, now we have done that, and let's bind a function to the button where we can submit this changed value to our component so that it can render, so it can add to the to do list. So on button on click, I'll be passing this to a function defined in the main app. So I'll be doing it like this. So we need to define the props here. So we need to pass a function as a prop which accepts this input value from the main component. So over here we can use two ways, use props, and over here use props dot on add to do, but I would like to use deconstructuring and use on add to do here and use it like this. Okay. Now let's go to the main application and use on add to do and pass a function so that it can accept the input value over here. So we will be getting the input new to do as a string from the previous component, and now we will use this function to update this to do. So how we are gonna go around that is, we'll get a new variable, new to do list, and expand the current to do list and add a new object with to do text with the new to do value. Then we will set the set to do with the new to do list. So let's see how this goes. Intro to React hooks. So there you go. So, we have done a basic flow of a to do app using only function based components and using the state as well, and updating the state using the new feature of using the new React hooks. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video and got an insight on how to use React hooks within a React function based component. Thanks.